morning and welcome to week number 9, and that's right, we are almost halfway, baby. All right, this is run number 41 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020, and today is a tempo run. And you know what I keep saying? I absolutely love tempo runs, and today we're doing an uplift again. We're doing 9k tempo, and that's going to be at a 5:43 pace. I've got these shoes on today just to keep the help with the comfort, with the distance, with the speed, with everything. All right, feeling good. I'm excited for this week, and I can't believe we're almost halfway. At the end of this week, we will be halfway, and we're really getting into the thick of it now. And I'm excited for this run, but also super nervous, just because I haven't done a 9k tempo for a very I haven't done a speed run at this distance very often at all. I mean, obviously when you're doing your races and stuff, but for some reason this just feels different. It has a different mentality, and it's making me nervous, but we're going to get out, we're going to get it done. I've got some cool tunes to play along to, and hopefully that will give me the boost that I need. I am going to be risking it today with just the Garmin. I'm not tracking it on the Nike. The Garmin should sync across. Yes, Garmin is back up. Oh yeah. This is good. This is good. It will be interesting to see how we go. All right, let's get into it and come back, give you a bit of a chat about some things, and kick off the week. Let's do it. 5.7k and averaging 5:45. Come on! Let's go. Push. 800 meters to go. Let's go. 5:41. Come on. 9k tempo done. Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Dig deep kind of run. All right. Just gotta catch my breath. Absolute solid run, and definitely feeling it, but I've pushed through. And this run was an interesting one. I'll be honest, this morning when I woke up, I was doubting my ability to do this, just because, you know, I did the 21 on Sunday, and I think my body was still a little bit recovering, so I had to do 2 recovery sessions in terms of, you know, making sure the muscles were getting what they wanted, whether it was stretching, rolling, and all that jazz. But I think the first couple of K weren't too bad. I started to have a bit of, my shoe was just uncomfortable. I think I tied it wrong, or I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on there, but I had to relace 3 times just to get the foot comfortable. And then in the final 1.5k, I was getting the numb feet again. Now, I think it's to do with, to be honest, I feel like when I'm pushing further or pushing harder, so it's probably the way my feet are hitting, and it might be to do with tightness. So once again, I'm gonna have to try some more lacing strategies and see what I can do. What's interesting is on some of the slow runs, longer runs, it doesn't come, and then sometimes it does. The only other thing I can think of is maybe it's to do with my ankle and heels and feet joints. Maybe they need a better warm up before I get into something like this. I don't know. All right, let's get into the stats. I think I've done pretty good. I'm cooked. I am cooked. That's a pigeon, by the way. All right, 9K, averaging 5:39. Absolutely smashed it. Heart rate right there is 157. This is pretty good. I am super happy with this. And if we have a look, yeah, so pretty consistent as well along the way. And heart rate wise, yeah, maxed it out at the top there. Let's see if it's synced into the Garmin. You can see it's still saying it's got a few issues. But what I want to have a look at is this. Not too bad. A few ups and downs. All right, I'm happy with that. What a solid run now. Feeling good, feeling positive, and this is the kind of runs that I love, is when it gives you a nice boost and a reminder that you still got it. Now, one thing I wanted to kind of just ask you guys straight up off the bat was, as I come to the end of my first half of this training block, training series, so week 9, that will be basically halfway through. What do you want to see? I was thinking about doing, whether it's a separate video on maybe, you know, halfway progress, you know, just kind of check in and give you some stats around what I've done to date, some of the averages, and comparing the progression over the 9 weeks so far, which I think would be quite cool. The other thing I wanted to ask is maybe a live stream. I've never done a live stream before, but if there's a big enough interest, something I could entertain for sure. So 2 questions. Do you want to see a bit of a recap video of, you know, the progression to date, kind of just seeing how far we've come? And secondly, would you like to see a live stream? Maybe we can just hang out, talk a bit of chit chat, and whether it's around the plan or just hang out in general. Let me know in the comments below, and also make sure you check out the timestamps. There's plenty of things to have a look at. I'm gonna go have some breakfast and see you when I'm looking at you. Ciao. Good morning and welcome to run number 42 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020. And today is an endurance run, and today is another 9K. Yes, I did 9K yesterday, tempo, and I'm doing 9K today as endurance. Slow and steady, getting out there, having some fun, and just cruising. Will be interesting. Back-to-back 9s. I haven't done that for a very long time, so interesting times. Feeling good actually. Surprisingly, I was a little bit stiff, but did the usual, did some rolling last night and did some stretching this morning. Feeling pretty good. It's only about 8-9 degrees at the moment, so it's not too bad. These are the shoes I'm wearing today, trail running shoes. We'll be getting out on some of that muddy sand again. And one thing I just want to say to everyone is wow. Thank you so much for the love and support. So I dropped my week 8 video yesterday afternoon or last night, and it's blowing me away. The amount of comments and support, and just the community that you guys are bringing to this channel. I mean, it's all you, right? I mean, I'm creating this for you, and the feedback I'm getting and the responses and the watch time, the stats, it's just, thank you so much. It really does bring a big smile to my dial. So I really do appreciate it, and continue to give me feedback, to give comments, to share, and to, you know, I guess, you know, check out other people's channels as well. We're here for a community, we're here to grow together, and thank you very much. All right, now today, what I'm talking about or focusing on, and once again, need to be mindful of my intention, my focus of this run. I've got to do 9K, and I'm already running behind, and I have work starting at 9, so that's okay. If I'm late, I'm late. I'm just going to get out, do what I need to do, and not really, well, try not to stress about it. So what I've done this morning is, after yesterday's little issue with the numb feet and the continued numb feet, I am finally trying one of the different lacing strategies, and I'm just going with the old runner's knot. If you don't know what that is, here's a link, and you can go check it out. I'll put it up in the little, whatever it's called. Links also in the description of what a runner's knot is, how does it work, etc. Now, this is the first time I'm trying this strategy, so we'll see if it works. I'm doing 9K, so I should start to feel things, if I am feeling things, usually around that 6-7K mark, and then we'll really know if anything's happening. So testing that out today. Not that you can really see any difference, but let's see. I've also got a new audiobook, and I've actually been listening to it a bit of last week as well, and it is Simon Sinek, Start With Why. And this book is, I think from the stuff I've been talking about last week, and I guess some of the way that I'm really just trying to change how I approach and do things is coming from this book. It's coming from David Goggins, and it's also been coming from The Magic of Thinking Big. So these things are really, really helping me navigate some of the different stuff that I'm, I guess, dealing with, but also trying to ensure that everything that I'm doing has its intent, and I'm trying to put the why behind it. So I'm not just doing it for the sake of it, but doing it knowing what the outcome is, or what's the intent, or what am I trying to achieve here. And I think that's making a huge difference. Just saying. All right, let's get started. And yeah, 9K, here we come, lady. Let's do it. See you out there. Absolutely stunning. Oh boy, I'm tired. Yesterday's session has definitely given me a good beating, and I don't feel sore. I just definitely don't have the push, but mentally I'm there. I'm feeling good, feeling positive, and I'll chat a bit more about this at the end of the video. I mean, at the end of the run, but I'm just cruising. No point pushing, just getting it done. Getting it done. 3K in. Whew. Go, go, go. All right, 6K in, averaging 6:35. Let's do this. 3K to go. Woo-hoo. Actually, yeah, 3K to go. Ooh. All right, 7K in, right foot's going a little numb. Shoes feel heaps comfortable. There's something about that, they just feel like they're going with the foot when I'm running, just because they're a bit more snug, or I feel they're more aligned. But the numbness, it's just occurring now. Just quickly walking it off, just while I was going up the uphill, and see if it fixes it for a bit. 2K to go, averaging 6:35. Yeah! Come on! Alright, 9K done and dusted, and I think I've surprised myself again. I've come in around probably 6:33 pace, I reckon. Alright, feeling good. Feeling really, really good. And one thing that is very clear to me at this point in time is, and actually I've been seeing it as a common theme that a lot of people are sharing at the moment, and it's probably because we're all going through a lot of different things just because of the current world situation. And one thing is that you're always going to have good and bad days, and today is a good day. I don't know why I feel good, to be honest. I'm just feeling positive. I'm feeling refreshed. And last week, you know, I was very, very honest, and I was feeling flat, and I was really just dealing with some stuff. And through the week, I've been able to navigate through it and figure out, well, I guess refocus and get my mind in the right place to enable me to keep my eye on the prize. And today, I mean, yesterday was a good day, and today just feeling extra good. And didn't have, what's interesting is while I was running, I felt lighter because I wasn't so I wasn't thinking about so much. And I think this is the beauty of it. And there was a video, it came out by Purpose Driven, actually. I'll chuck it up, and you know, his video is still resonating with me. I watched it last night, and he talks about, you know, the different challenges and opportunities, and that each day is a new day, and there's going to be good days and bad days. And regardless of that, I mean, it's going to repeat each day. There's going to be a challenge, there's going to be an opportunity, but it's about setting the focus on where you want to be, where you want to go, and doing each day as it comes, right? And I think that's a very, very solid and clear thing that we all need to be focusing on. Is right now there's a lot of uncertainty, right now there's a lot of whatever, right? There's just a lot going on, but you know, there's no pressure on you to have to be perfecting what you're doing, or having to be the best, or having to be showing that you're being successful. I think what you just need to be doing is each day, take it as it comes. Keep showing up, keep pushing through, one day at a time, one step at a time, and focus on the moment now, focus on what you can control now. And as I said last week, it's about it's about making sure that where there is annoyance, pain, struggle, and frustration in one area of your life, don't let that control the other areas, you know. And it's very, very clear that we let other things which are driving us nuts really control and slip into the other areas of our life where we're trying to perform. And it's why mood and attitude have such a big play when it comes to running, because if you're not in the right mood, you go for a run and you just you're feeling bad, you're feeling lazy, you're frustrated, you're angry, and you know, you're not putting your focus and attention into the run, you're putting it into the other things, right? I hope this all makes sense. Anyway, feeling really, really good. Let's get into the stats and see how we went. Just so you can see that, 9:02, 6:32. All right, 9K done and dusted, averaging 6:32, pretty close to what I said. Heart rate was nice too, 147. Yeah, this was a good run. It was pretty consistent, to be honest. I didn't really have any highs or lows. If we jump over to, oops, just have a look at this. If we have a look here, splits. Yeah, we've been pretty consistent. You know, we went 640, 706, 625, 630, 625, 623, 623, 652, 605. Pretty consistent, right? And there was a few ups and downs there, and I think what was interesting was, yeah, what was really interesting was the shoelace, right? So I've done the runner's knot, and it's feeling good. The shoe is feeling nice and well formed around my foot, I guess. And I did get the numb right foot just at 7K, as I called it. What was interesting is I walked it off for about 100 meters and it didn't come back. So we might be onto something here. We really might be onto something. And it just got really, really dark because the fog is creeping back in. Okay, that was weird. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm going to continue to try this. I'm going to do it on my other shoes as well and see if we can make some magic happen here. One other thing I want to mention is, so I'm listening to this book, Start With Why, and this is also giving me some huge clarity around things, and I've been trying to apply it in everything that I'm doing. As I mentioned, this is another very, very common theme that I'm seeing at the moment, is because a lot of people have unfortunately been thrown out of their jobs or in different situations, you know, things aren't going well, right? You know, there's a lot of struggles that we're all going through. It helps us to really start to put things into perspective of what's important, what's not, and it really starts us to ask, why am I doing this? What am I doing? And clearly, I know why I'm doing this video, right? I mean, I'm loving the challenge to go for this goal, right? But at the same time, the content that I'm creating, I'm doing it because I want to share. You know, I feel like I've got things which is relevant to you, relevant to others, and there's little things that I think other people can take away from, right? And as a fellow runner, as a fellow individual just going through life, there's things here that if I was looking for it, I would want to see it from someone's running perspective, or try and understand what are they doing, or you know, what are they going through, and not just showing a highlight reel. And yeah, I'm gonna probably chat a bit more on this throughout the video this week, and it's a good day. All right, I need to go have some breakfast, go have a shower, and I've got work in about 10 minutes, so it's gonna be a bit of a rush. Jump around into the timestamps, have a look around, choose your own adventure. There's a buffet of content here for you. Really appreciate all the support, all the encouragement, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Good morning and welcome to run number 43 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020, and today is a sprint session. Yes, we are doing 4x400 meter sprints at a 5:26 pace with a 1 minute 30 rest in between. Yes, that's right. It's up on screen anyway. These are the shoes I'm wearing today. Wearing my my newer pair. I guess the best condition to give me the most comfort and support. So hopefully that will enable me to go the extra distance, or go the extra speed in this case. All right, feeling good today. Still very, very overwhelmed with the continued support and encouragement. And my video has been out for a couple of days now. That's week number 8, and wow, just, if it's one thing which is very clear to me, is we are our own worst enemies, right? We let doubt seep into our minds, or it takes over so easily, and it makes us think, oh no, I shouldn't do that because people won't like it. But who are we to judge for other people? Other people will judge for themselves. But I guess it's the fear of thinking, okay, they won't like it, or the fear of what if they don't like it, or the fear of what if someone says something which isn't going to make me feel good. I don't know, there's a whole lot of things there, and I think this is half the problem with when people are trying to create and grow and share, is, you know, there's intent versus fear versus what if I'm not good enough, what is the value I'm bringing. There's all these questions to consider, and it's majority of the time it's in the head. We all deal with it. Do you deal with it? Let me know. All right, let's get into this sprint session. Running with AJ, Max suggested maybe I should just let loose. You know, I've got a target of 5:26. Maybe I should try and not overdo it, but you know, if I'm not hitting 5:26 but I'm naturally able to do a little faster, I might let that happen as well. We'll see. I'm trying to be mindful, but at the same time, because the Nike app isn't adapting, I would have expected by now it would have started to change to saying doing 5:08s and stuff like that. So we'll see how we go. Definitely feeling heavier this week. Yeah. The extra load is really there, so being mindful of that too. All right, let's get out, let's get it done, and I'll see you out there. Number 1, way too fast. Number 2, way too fast. Three done, way past target on all 3. That's okay. I'm going to smash it out for number 4 and bring it home. Woohoo! All right, just in the cool down. Just in the cool down. Whew. Super beautiful morning. All right, done and dusted. Sprint session, and as I said at the start, I was thinking about should I just go for it, let loose, or not. And you can probably bet what I've done based on what you've seen. I've let loose, and I think this is okay. By the time I got to the 4th one, I definitely wasn't able to push, and I wasn't pushing. Like, I wasn't trying to overdo myself or, you know, really, I guess, you know, max out. But I was trying to make sure that I was comfortable, giving the legs a chance to be free and see what could happen. And I haven't looked at the stats yet, but I think probably around 426, 436 maybe. Feeling pretty good. I am still a little, feeling a few things. Tomorrow's a rest day, so I'll be able to just make sure I get that full recovery. And then Saturday, back to endurance, and Sunday, the long run. All right, feeling good. Let's get into the stats. All right, so basically did about 2K. Let's have a look at the Garmin, baby. I'm excited. Garmin is back up, but there's still a few things a little iffy. All right, here we go. We've got 434, 419, 423, 452. Yeah, okay. So I'll put the average up on screen. You can have a look for yourself. Pretty good, really. I mean, without maxing out, I think it's very interesting. One thing that I would probably like to try in one of these is actually doing the sprint and then continuing to jog and then doing the sprint. Because at the moment I'm kind of just stopping, walking around, having a drink, etc. But I think it would be a good exercise to see what happens if I sprint, you know, jog, sprint, jog, and see what that does. And I think it's a good practice as well. So there we go. Quick run today. Bit of fun. I had the music amping and helping me keep that boost, and I am loving the retro vibes. It's a whole lot of fun, to be honest. And I think that's what I'm enjoying so much about this whole plan. Is there's a bit of a silver lining being in lockdown. Is, you know, this time around, I mean, last year I was only doing 4 runs a week, if I was lucky, right? And most of the time it would be 3, and that would be done at night, and it would be doing the long runs on the evening. But this time I'm actually enabling myself to do at least 1 extra more, right? Which is the 5th one and maybe the 4th one, depending on how I'm going. So being home and being in lockdown has enabled me to actually push this a lot more. And I mean, if one thing that's very interesting, and this is, what's today? Oh wow, interesting. So today is the last, oh goodness, I forgot about that. Today is the last day of the month that I'll be running. What I've done in terms of, and this is part of the STRAVA training, you can have a look and see how I've progressed for this month. Absolutely smashed it, right? Last month I did 13 hours. This month, last month I did 13 hours. This month I've done 16 hours, and I've done 156 kilometers. Absolutely smashing it. And another thing that's really interesting to have a look at is fitness as well. So I'm going to give you a view of what 1 year looks like, and you can see this top bar where it says 58 is today. But if you look back over to the, I'll put a little mark on it, right? It was, I basically peaked at the marathon, right? And I peaked at 67 in terms of my fitness. I don't know what that means. At 67, and that was, you know, in October last year, whereas at the moment I am sitting at 58. So really interesting is that where I am at the moment is I'm getting closer to where I was for, you know, October last year, which means I'm going to hopefully be at a higher peak performance compared to last year, which makes sense because I'm training stronger, I'm training harder, and, you know, I'm putting a lot more effort into it. So it does make sense. I'm excited. I'm feeling good. Look, I'll be honest, there's a few things that I'm feeling in my body right now which do make me nervous, but I think it's just a bit of rest and recovery, and I should be all good. Loving this weather. It's absolutely stunning. I'm smiling, and that's what it's all about. So I'm actually thinking about letting my hair grow, letting it go, just seeing what happens. At the moment it's getting pretty long. What do we reckon? Something different. And that's actually why I've been wearing this so much, is because my hair's getting in the way. All right, look, that's it for today's run, and there's going to be a lot that I'm going to chat about over the next coming days as I run, and all I want to remind you guys is keep sharing the love, whether it's with yourself, with others, and in the community, and don't be so hard on yourself. We're all just trying to do what we can do and make our own path and you know, make something which we think is of worth sharing. And don't become so overwhelmed with I'm not good enough, because as I said last week around, you can't compare yourself to someone further along the timeline, and there's a whole lot of factors and different things that go into that. I get it, but just remember to make sure you're smiling while you're doing it, because that will make the difference. All right, make sure you jump around into the timestamps, have a look around. There's a buffet of information for you, a buffet of hopefully some content which is of value to you. So jump around, let me know what you think, leave a comment, ask a question. I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Good morning and welcome to run number 44 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020. And today is another endurance run. That's right, we are doing 8K at a 6:39 pace, somewhere there. I always forget this. Anyway, getting out, getting the 8K done. Should be pretty good, should be pretty good. I am, look, I'll be a bit honest, because there's a few things that I'm feeling and I can't get these glasses down here. All right, so these are the shoes I'm wearing today. Trail running shoes, getting the runner's loop happening again. So hopefully we'll give this a good test again. It's usually around the 6-7K mark when things will get interesting. Second thing to mention is my left calf is feeling tight. It's feeling, I don't know if it's because of just the way I've sat yesterday, or I don't know, it is a little interesting. Try not to overthink it, but there is definitely something there which is just dealing with my mind. So I'll be I will be mindful of that while running, just, you know, not to overdo it and whatnot. I don't know if it has something to do with the sprints that I did the other day, so let's see. We'll get into it, we'll see how we go and see what happens. Otherwise, feeling pretty good. It's the weekend. It's currently around 9 degrees, but there is a very cool breeze, so it's quite nippy. So we'll be wearing the gloves, gonna put this bad boy on, and yeah. Interesting stuff. I think this calf thing's really just playing with my head, and it's got me a little nervous. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. So anyway, we will deal with it. We will go through it, see what we can do. Continuing to listen to my next audiobook. Probably actually end up finishing it. Might be today. I think I've only got about an hour left on it. If I don't finish today, it's definitely going to be tomorrow, and then I'll be getting into another book as well. So I tell you, one thing which is very interesting is, you know, I've had a goal for a while to myself to try and read more, and, you know, all about these books, you hear about them so much, but I've always struggled, as I mentioned last week, that, you know, finding ways to really address weaknesses. And I'm so proud of myself that I'm listening through these different books and being able to smash them out, because I'm learning so much, I'm growing so much, and I guess now it's kind of like, gosh, I've missed out on such an opportunity here. So that's a little something I want to talk about a bit later, is opportunity. We'll get into that a bit later. For now, let's get out there and get it done. All right, just after 7K and getting some numb feet. It's not coming on as quick, but 7K, it always comes. Just walking up the hill, it should disappear, and then Gonna smash out this final K. Let's go. All right. 8K done and dusted. That was a solid run actually. It was a trance. A lot of it was, to be honest, it went so quick, it was a bit of a blur. And what's good news is, yeah, I can still feel my calf a little bit of a noggin, but nothing that was making me concerned or uncomfortable while running. So it's probably just who knows what it is. I will need to continue to monitor it just so I don't do anything stupid. So I need to make sure I keep it, you know, well maintained today, considering I'm doing 22.5 tomorrow. Whew. Feeling good. You know, this is what I absolutely love about Saturdays, and I've said it before, is having a clear understanding and a clear head that I don't have to be rushing, I don't have to be anywhere, I can kind of take my time. This changes the whole dynamic of a run, or a dynamic of anything that we do, when we have the intention right, when we have the focus right, and execution. It's all about it. I'm just telling you how I feel. And on that note, before I lose it out of my thought pattern, is opportunity. It's something that's really kind of popped up and really smacked me in the face in the last 2-3 months, especially since I've started doing this this training. And what's interesting, I in no way am trying to say that due to the current situations in the world that there's heaps of silver linings and there's all this positivity and stuff. I mean, look, there's silver linings and there's positivity, but you know, I do not want to put any push or anything like that to say that, you know, what people are going through at the moment, that it doesn't matter. It does matter, and it's very important, and everyone needs to continue to look out for each other and follow the rules and regulations, right? But what I want to say is, if one thing's come clear to me, is that, you know, when we went into lockdown early March this year, you know, there was a lot of uncertainty, there was a bit of confusion, and it was all new. It was weird, and you know, I was given the chance to take on more opportunity because I had more time. But because my mind, my headspace, and my approach and I guess way of execution wasn't clear, it wasn't there, I missed a lot of that opportunity to, whether it was to read, whether it was to listen to audiobooks, whether it was to a better running training earlier, whether it was, you know, spending more time doing hobbies, spending more time with intention. And it was only kind of leading up to my marathon training that I kind of really started to realize, you know, I've got a really good opportunity here to start doing things better with the time, and whether it's time management or different routines that I have. And this is one thing that I think is particularly important for everyone to understand, is right now, yes, there's a whole lot of fluff going on. We're all going through different things, and I know it's easier said than done, but have a look around and see what opportunity you have to do things differently, whether it's a better habit or to learn a new skill. And I've been saying this for a while in a lot of my videos, but it's very clear now. I'm not saying that you have more time. I'm saying you have a different opportunity to do things, because we're all working in different ways. We have different circumstances. If you've lost a job, there's a chance to, maybe this is the perfect opportunity to take on that goal, that dream, that passion you've always had. However, at the same time, maybe you're working more hours because of the nature of the work, always on. Find ways to, you know, whether it was exercise more or things like that that you might not have been able to do originally because you might have been commuting, or you had more, you know, more things you had to do on a day-to-day basis. I hope this is clear, and I hope it's understanding, but the key message here is we're given so much opportunity, and I've realized now that I've missed a big bucket of it, right? And I'm, tapping into it and trying to do as much as possible while I've got that opportunity of a bit more time, and I can manage my time in a different manner. What I want to try and make sure you understand is you have that chance as well, and try and take it on, try and do it. And if you want to chat about it, if you want to, let's have a chat, let's do it. Leave a comment or send me a message on Instagram or whatever. Let's chat about it. And yeah, I think it's an important thing. Let's get into the stats. It was so good. To be honest, it was such a blur, and I think these runs come rare. They really do. And jeepers, there's a lot of Mozzies. And it was even an epic pace. Look at that, 6:22. I wasn't pushing myself. I was kind of just going with it. This is what is amazing about running, is you have days where you surprise yourself. You have days where you need to push yourself. You have days where there's nothing to it. It's just, there is a roller coaster of emotions, experiences, feelings with running. So there's something there for everyone. Get on it. Look at these Mozzies. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna have to start to hurry up. All right, so I've done really, really well with this one. If we have a look at that, pretty consistent the whole way through. Even heart rate was really well. I'm gonna jump over to the Garmin just quickly, just have a quick look. So average heart rate was 148. Pace wise was 6:22. And if we have a look at this, I mean, there's a few little ups and downs there, but nothing too crazy. Heart rate, really spiked after 15 minutes or so. Not sure really why, but all right, I'm happy with that. I'm very, very pleased, very, very surprised even as well. And I think just, as you know, last week, and I appreciate all the support, encouragement, and people reaching out and just checking in. This week's a good week. Last week was a rough one, and this week, have had its highs and lows, and I've been able to just, I think, identify some areas where I can take some actions and reapproach in a different manner, and appreciated all the encouragement. Can't believe week number 9 is almost done, and as I mentioned, I'm keen to do a halfway video. And if there's something there you think would be interesting to see of, what have I achieved today, or some questions around the 9 weeks so far, chuck it in the comments below and let me know. Jump around into the timestamps, see if there's something there for you. I think there's something there for everyone. There's a buffet of content. I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Good morning and welcome to run number 45 for the Marathon Training Plan 2020. And today is a long run. That's right, we are doing the long run for the week. 22.5 kilometers to be exact, at a pace of 6:48. That's the target. Let's see what we do. It might end up being closer to 23 just because of the way I'm going to end up doing the loops, but we will see how we go. I'm excited. I'm also nervous, but I'm in between. These long runs are becoming the new norm each week, and it's been a while since I've had to do these on a week-to-week basis in terms of 20 plus. So this is when things are really getting exciting, as I keep saying. I think I'm starting to sound like a bit of a broken record. These are the shoes I'm wearing today. I've actually relaced these with the runner's knot, so hopefully they will do us the justice that we need to get through this bad boy. Yes, feeling good. It's a beautiful morning. It's only about 9 degrees or 10 degrees, but it is quite chilly with the air. I've got some Tailwinds that I'm using again as well. I've got a couple of bottles just outside the front of my place, which I'll be able to swing by, take a couple of swigs, and top up on what I need. I've also got some snakes, some red snakes, which will just give me the extra little excitement, boost, and sugar rush that I might need about halfway onwards. So I think I'm set. I think I'm ready to do this. I'm going to aim to probably do loop of 7, a second 7, a third 7, and we're done and dusted for the week. What a week. Halfway, almost done, baby. Halfway. All right. Going to be listening to audiobooks as well. I'm about to start with Why, and I'll be doing a recap on that next week, and then I'll probably jump into a new book. So it's all happening. It is all happening. All right, let's get this done. You ready? Let's get out there. Four and a half K in, and things are a little out of whack. I don't know yet. Just trying to get into a groove, and I cannot get comfortable. Loop 1 done. 7K. Feeling a few noggins, that's for sure. Alright, 7 and a bit done. 7.3 to be exact. Well, the good news is no numb feet. I'm feeling a little bit in my calf at the moment, so just gonna have to be mindful of that. Otherwise, 2 more to go. Let's do it. Come on. Whew. Loop number 2. Got real bad chafe. Yummy. $17K, baby. Let's do it. Woohoo! Say hi. How many K have we done today?
I don't want to.
I've done 22.5. Whew. There we go. 22.5 K's done and dusted. And I have some real raw chafe. Just to share it with you. Whew. Feeling good though. I tell you, this run has done some magic. The first 5K wasn't really fun, to be honest. I was struggling to find a groove. I just couldn't get into the zone. And then after changing my lace, my shoe, I just adjusted the lace a little bit on the right foot where I was feeling the calf after loop number 1. Everything came good, and it was happy days. It was happy days since then. And I've done wonders in terms of time. It's basically heavy start, and then it's almost downhill the whole way home. So I've come in strong. I think I've come in around a 6:26 pace, which is way above target, but it felt good. Chafe is really bad. So if I'm waddling like a little ducky, it's because there's some things which aren't exactly too comfortable. Whew. All right, we're gonna jump straight into this. The good news is no numb feet. So that is a huge win, an absolute huge win. I'm so happy with that, and that's made a huge difference to making this run probably as successful as it has been, because I didn't have to worry about it. Now the chafe, however, I haven't had chafe like this for a very long time, and I'm not 100% sure what's caused it. I mean, I've worn these shorts numerous times. I think I'm just gonna have to start to put on some squirrel nut butter, actually, just to start putting it around the thighs, inner thighs and toes, and sorry, too much information. But no, I feel super good. The final loop where I doubled down, put the music on, and I got into a kind of a envisioning mentality of, you know, reminiscing on some of the races I've done in the past and what it's like to do that final 5K, and it really did help, just really help push and I guess strategize that final 7 or 5K there. And this will be a huge component that I want to start to play into my next half of the plan, is really demonstrating and testing out the ability to throttle the ability to throttle in a, you know, closer to the end, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be struggling. I mean, I probably will be struggling, but you know, I don't want to be just walking. You know, usually I'll start to plateau from 34, 36K, I would say. That's what happened last time. And I want to be able to maintain somewhat of a consistency. So that will be a huge part of the second half of this 18-week training plan. Let's get into the stats. There it is. Look at that. 22.5, averaging 6:21. That is amazing. Oh, jeepers. What is just so mind-boggling is last week 21K. I hadn't planned for it and it was a push, but this one I had energy. I had the ability to step it up still in the final 7K. And what's interesting is, yes, I mean, I did have some snakes. I was probably managing my nutrition with Tailwind a bit better, but what I was anxious about was my calf earlier this week. It was bad. Like, I was really concerned about it, and that was, to be honest, it probably came off from doing the speed workout. But if I start to put all this together, it's starting to show that things are starting to compound for the better. And I'm not trying to say that, you know, I don't want to, you know, count my dollars before they're in the bank, but this is very positive. Let's have a look at this. If you look, yeah, look at this. See, it's basically working my way up. Oh, jeepers, that's epic. If you look at the splits, you know, we've gone from, yeah, this is great. Look at those final splits. Absolutely smashing it. I'm going to jump over to the Garmin. Look at that. I'm so happy. Heart rate really, something went weird about here, as you can see. It just spiked and then, but wow. This is so good. At the start of this run, things was not feeling good. Yesterday's run was great, but then this is the beauty of it, and I keep saying it, that when you're having a bad day, when you're having a bad rut in your running, it's okay, because just around the corner things will look better. And I get it, you know, sometimes some of us are going through injuries and it's like, it's not as easy as what I'm saying. It's not, but you put in the work, you stick to the plan, you do what you got to do, and it starts to show. This is great. I'm so happy. We're going to get into some questions. 2 questions from Rosso Runs coming in, man. I love it. Consistent with the questions. First one being, do you dress for the part? It looks like you gear up in a certain style. Do you feel you run better in certain clothing? And he says he dresses himself like a child, but certain outfits make him feel more powerful. And this is a very good thing, right? I think we all have our different rituals. We all have our different things that enable us to feel in our best zone when running. And for me, I like to just be prepared and equipped, but in my feel-good gear. So if you can see, I mean, I'm not wearing, you know, I rotate shirts and I rotate things, but when it's a long run, I want to make sure that I'm wearing things that are comfortable, things that making me feel, I guess, out there, pumped, excited. You know, running with these glasses and just getting into the zone, right? And I think wearing certain things which make me comfortable or have a statement or a bright or exciting help me achieve that, especially on a race day. I got to have certain things, certain pair of socks, certain everything, just because I just trust the process, right? So very good question. The other question you had was, do you think I will be doing a virtual race if mine is cancelled? So at the moment, we still haven't got an update. We're currently going through a second wave at the moment, and it's getting pretty bad. And I'm surprised they haven't cancelled it yet. They keep saying that, no, it's going to be different, you know, whatever. But look, I think what they'll end up doing is doing a virtual race, which means I'll be doing it somewhere of my own accord. which at this rate is probably going to be loops around home, what I'm doing at the moment. So look, more news on that when I get it, but regardless if the event gets cancelled, if they're going to do a virtual event or not, I am doing this marathon. I am keen. I've done the hard yards now, so I want to make sure that I'm getting, you know, giving it a go and going for that goal. I guess the only disappointment would be if it isn't a virtual event, it wouldn't be an actual recorded time, like an official time, but if it's on Strava, it counts, right? Had a question from DevRunner. What is my intended marathon pace? And this will come a bit more clearer as I start to strategize for the second half of the training plan. But at the moment, because I'm aiming for a 4:30 total time, means I need to be doing about 6 minutes and 12 seconds per kilometer. Question from Lido. Where do I get this headbands from, or the buffs or whatever? So one of them, so the one on my head was a gift. The one on my neck is from Fitletic. They're from the hydration belt that I wear. And the other one that I have is from a race series. I've been trying to get some more, but everywhere's sold out, just because we've been told if you can't get a face mask, wear a bandana or one of these buffs. Right, so one of the videos that I wanted to mention this week was comes from Purpose Driven or Coach Kev, and he's got a great channel. He's very motivating, very encouraging, and he's gone through a journey of his own of just getting things back in order. And I don't want to, you know, steal his thunder and share his story, but jump over there and have a look. But the one video that really resonated with me, and I mentioned this earlier in the week, how to approach any challenges. Every challenge is an opportunity challenge mindset. And the thing I really liked about this video is it just really, well, it kind of helped prompt some of that opportunity talk that I've been mentioning today, and that, you know, we are all given challenges, but we're also given opportunities. And he goes through it in some very simple ways, and I think it's quite relevant for anyone that's running, but also relevant for anyone that's just going through a lot at the moment. And I agree, we're all going through a lot at the moment. So check it out. The next one was from my mate Jason, RunningAlive. He did a video on, and he does a great job at telling a story and really getting into the, I guess, you know, really under it, like digging deep into some of the context and behind the surface of things, right? And his video is called No Running Races, Why Run, right? And it's a very good question, and it's been resonating with me because I've been, you know, thinking so much around, you know, why do we do what we do? And that was one of the books, you know, right, Start With Why. And he goes through and really explains for him why he does it. And I think any other runner would really resonate with this. But if you're not a runner, it's also a great way of looking at things that you're doing in your life, or if things have changed in your life, you know, why to continue to stick to routines, why to continue to stick to discipline, why to continue to stick to goals and stuff like that. So really inspirational. Go check it out. Highly recommend. The next one was from Ryan NG Films, and he, you know, I've just met him. He's the way he's created this, it's kind of like a mini doco or in-depth view. I love the way he's done it, and it really does draw you in quite quickly. And what's amazing is he's only a small channel, right? And this video, it reflects bigger than what it's doing, right? And I think it's a story which we all need to hear. Some people might find that, you know, it's not really what they believe or think or agree with, but I think he's done a great job in helping us, you know, continue to do what we do, and that's create, and understanding why we create, why you do it, and to stick it out, you know, will always prove to I guess prove that success will come. All right, so I want to encourage you to go check out that video. He's done an excellent job in making it happen. Let's get into the recap of the week, and almost I don't have the words to describe it. I'm feeling super, and I don't want to say confident, but I'm feeling super proud, super amazed, and just blown away by, I guess, the capability that I continue to bring or show to myself or prove to myself. And at the end of the day, that's all I'm doing this for, is to prove to myself that I can be better the next day. And you heard me at the start of this video, I was a bit anxious about this run. I was like, umming and ahhing, but once I got past that, got into the zone, got into a trance, it was beautiful. And this is what I love, is when you get past those mental challenges and get past all the fluff that's popping up. I mean, the chafe was a bit more real, but I could feel that one.
you know, you're able to really dig deep, get into the zone and just smash it out and really, you know, start to tap into some of that potential that you hold. And this is with anything in life. So I really encourage you to take this as a metaphor for your life and continue to push through, go for those goals and do the things that you want to do, because it's possible. So great week. We've absolutely smashed it. I've continued to surprise myself, and I think one thing where this comes from is the continued encouragement, support, advice, tips and tricks from you all. So I 100%, you know, want to give you guys credit and thanks for this too. Yes, I am the one running it, but you know, having a community that I can talk to share with, and you know, just express what I'm going through, it really does help. So thank you. Let's have a sneak peek of what's happening next week. So we have a 10K tempo, jeepers. 8.5K endurance, 1K benchmark, oh yeah, 24K long run, 7K endurance. We're getting up there, we are getting up there. We are, oh, this is the tempo. It's gonna be a step up, but it's gonna be good. I'm super excited and nervous. Now, two things I just quickly want to remind you all is, one, if there is something that you are passionate about, you have a talent, you have a skill that you want to chat about, that you want to see how you can incorporate it into YouTube, just in everyday or as a side gig, as a side hustle, hit me up. Happy to chat about it. The second thing is, now that I've finished the first half of this training block, meaning 9 weeks of 18 weeks, I want to do a bit of a recap of what we've done to date, and you know, really getting into the stats, into the detail, into not just on the running but some of the YouTube metrics as well, because I know some people are curious about that. So let me know what you want to see. I'm going to be doing it regardless. If I don't hear from you, I'll just be putting in what I want to share. But if there's something that you want to see, let me know, and I'll chuck it in there. Once again, thank you so much for the support, the encouragement, the comments, everything that you guys are doing here. It's great to have you here. It's yeah, it's really good. This has been a really good week for me. A lot better than last week, and each week's, you know, it's a new week, each day is a new day, so I'm trying to just focus on what I control, or focus on the day at a time, and not just with the running but with just a whole bunch of things. So thank you very much. That's it from me. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle.